this is a little story time for you guys. And so, basically, to go ahead and explain where I've been, why I've only posted about once a week. Sorry, my sister just texted. I ordered her something the other day and she won't leave me alone about what it is. I'm like, you'll find out when you get it. But anyways, so clearly I can't make up my mind on where I want my mic to go. Okay, so basically in the beginning of April, I want to say it was April 5th, which has been about almost a month now. I found out that we are pregnant. Well, I'm pregnant, but my husband and I are expecting, and it was kind of a shock, and I just figured I would go over the whole story time with you guys. If you are interested, keep watching. If not, go on. Lately, I've been getting a lot of comments on my posts about, like, how weird what my posts are. Like, what I'm doing is weird, it's creepy, why am I doing this? And the only thing that I can understand is, like, why are you watching something that you find so creepy? Why are you not understanding? Like, and then I always put, like, there is never a video that I do not put ASMR before anything on the title. And you would think that would give it away, but apparently not. And some people are just rude and it's unnecessary. So if this kind of video is not for you, just please kindly exit now. So if you are still here, let's get into the video. So for those of you who do not know, my husband and I have been trying to have a baby for 3 years now. 3 years. 1, 2, 3. 3 years. That was 4, but 3 years. And it has just not worked out at all for us. And, we tried different things. We have put in a lot of money to this. We have, basically, we have just completely focused on, and it's not cheap, it's something that you have to be sincere about wanting, and you have to truly care about it, because it's not something that you can just wake up one day and say, I think I'm gonna go do this because I can't get pregnant. There's a lot of research behind it. There is a lot of testing to do to figure out the main source of the problem. So after all the testing and everything that we've done, we finally just said, you know what? It's more heartbreaking to do all of this and then find out that I'm not. And it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I just said, let's just kind of, I was like, let's just kind of back up just a little bit. Let's pump the brakes. I don't want to get religious on here. I do believe in God. My outlook was like, if it's in God's plans for us, then it's gonna happen. So, it happened. So I was telling my husband a couple nights before I found out, I said, something is off. I am so sorry. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry. If this is going to gross anybody out, but it's, you know, it is what it is. My boobs hurt so bad. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I even told my husband, and it might sound like a joke, but I was not joking. decided, I said, well, I'm gonna call the OB, the doctor, to schedule an appointment. However, it was too late in the evening, so I waited until the next day. And when I go to the appointment, I didn't know when my last menstrual cycle was, so they just kind of kept telling me, like, we're just gonna do some blood work on you today at the hospital, and then your levels will tell us how far along you are. So I'm like, okay, that'll work. And they also wanted me to go ahead and do my glucose test, my 1-hour glucose, which I thought was super, super strange, because I want to say I was like 20 to 25 weeks with Carson. Yeah, I guess I already knew he was a boy. So it was definitely like way out there, and this time they wanted to go ahead and do it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So then the next day, the doctors call me and they tell me that there is two facts for me. The first fact, was that I was almost 6 weeks. I was 5 weeks along, but they couldn't tell like how many days, just how many weeks. So I just stuck with being 5 weeks pregnant at that point, and they scheduled me an ultrasound. And they scheduled an ultrasound for 2 weeks out. And they also informed me that I failed my glucose, which if you've been pregnant before and you fail your glucose, you know what that means. You're gonna go back for your 3-hour one. So I did, which everything went well on that one, so we're good. But when I went to my ultrasound, a week ago, wow, it's already been a week. So when I went to my ultrasound last week, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't gonna complain in this video, but I am, because this lady, like, irritated my soul so bad. So, we had a nurse that was doing the ultrasound, but she was actually training a lady that was in college. So it was the lady that was in college that was doing the ultrasound on me, which, you know, I'm cool with, whatever, that's fine. Whoops. I shed like a dog, y'all. Which was fine. I was cool with that. She was super nice, super understanding, very gentle. Also TMI, I had a vaginal ultrasound for my first one because I was so early on in my pregnancy. So, anyways, this girl that's supposed to be training the lady that's doing my ultrasound, she's literally, all you hear is her Snapchat going off. And, I mean, it's going off like every 30 seconds, and then all you hear is like her little fingers. Because she won't stop texting. And then she asked me if I was okay, and I said I was. And she's like, would you like me to take over? And I'm like, no, she's doing fine. Well, she does take over at the end just to make sure that everything was done properly. Which, if she would have been watching in the first place, she would have known it was. And she was so rough, she hurt. And I mean, I was miserable. It was like two completely different things between the two of them. And then my husband tells me when we leave, he's like, you might hurt her fingers, you know, where she's texting, but did you not notice that she was also selfing, like taking pictures of herself on Snapchat? And I'm like, no, I didn't notice that, but I'm not a bit surprised. So then we're leaving, and I get up, and I'm like say anything. Are you insane? So then I get home and I am talking to my sister, who is also pregnant. We are pregnant 20 days apart. And I am so excited because here's the funny thing about that story. When she was pregnant the first time, she only had 4 weeks to go, I believe, when I found out I was pregnant. So we were pregnant together, but only for a couple weeks. And then, all this time later, literally all of this time later, here we are. And we're pregnant together again, but this time just 20 days apart. So it's a super exciting experience for us. But anyways, I was telling her, because we share the same OB, and I was telling her, I'm like, there's this nurse that was there and she was just weird to me. And she's like, what do you mean she was weird? And I'm like she wouldn't stop Snapchatting. She didn't tell me any information. She was super rough with me. And when she texted me back, I could have fell to the floor because she said, was she a tall, skinny, blonde, short hair? And I said yes. And she said, that's exactly what happened to me. So, where I am standing with this is I personally don't like telling on people. That's just not something that I like to do. But when you're working for an OBGYN and these people are pregnant and they're wanting, you get an ultrasound for updates on your baby, you know, and you're not even going to give them any information. I feel it. And just knowing that my sister went 2 weeks ahead of me and had the exact same experience with the exact same woman tells me that that's how she is all the time. And I don't feel comfortable with that. I just don't. And I'm not going to turn her in because that's just not what I do. But I will not let her do another ultrasound on me. And I will tell them that if they try to give her to me. I'm just going to say she's clearly not sincere in what she does. She does not care. All she cares about is that phone. And I'm not interested and I don't want a part of it. So that was a whole hell of an experience. But so anyways, that's like as far as my symptoms, I've I'll be honest, this one is going to be the death of me. This one is going to kill me. Like, Carson was so easy. I wouldn't, if it wasn't for me being so tiny that I would have showed and not having my period, I would have never known I was pregnant. Like, he was cake. He was a cakewalk for me. And that was another reason I thought he was a boy. I'm like, oh my god, everybody keeps saying he's a boy because I'm not having any symptoms whatsoever. This time, I get sick almost every single day. Almost every single day. The thought of hot food, I can't do it. It about kills me to make dinner. Actually, last night, and also I'm like an emotional wreck because I'm like about to cry telling you a story about meatloaf. But I went to make dinner last night and I guess just replaying it in my head kind of makes it sad to me. But I had made dinner and my son was sitting, oh my god, I really am gonna cry. What the fuck? So, I was sitting there making dinner and I just got super sick. Like the smell of it, I just wanted to puke. And at that point, I was just kind of like, oh my god, like this is the 5th time since I found out I was pregnant that I've tried to cook dinner. And every time, it's tasted horrible. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So that makes me an emotional wreck as well. was still standing on my feet, but I just kind of shriveled down in a ball on the floor, and I'm like, I got a whole 8 months left to go, 7 months to go of this, and it scares me because I'm not complaining that, the smell's bothering me, and then it makes me sick. I'm complaining because I'm worried because I can't eat it, you know what I mean? So that's something that really does bother me a lot, because this pregnancy is so different that I don't even get an appetite until later on in the evenings. And then after that, good Lord, don't get pregnant, especially if you're a crybaby, because it don't help. So, basically, just the only advice I want to give you if you are dealing with something similar to that is, even if you feel like you can't eat, you've got to try to eat something, and you've got to remember there's 2 of you now, not just 1, and it's not about you anymore. And that's the hardest part for me, is that even though I can't eat it and I feel like I can't, I still have to try. But anyways, yeah, my boobs are still super sore. I am so tired all the time. My head hurts every day. I can't even walk through a store without getting lightheaded. Like, it's completely different than my first pregnancy. And I'm not abandoning you guys because I'm pregnant now and I just don't care. I truly feel like crap. I truly feel like crap every single day. And I'm gonna get through it, but I'm gonna get through it with you guys. And I love you guys. And you guys sticking by me means the absolute world to me. And if I can try to get back on track and at least post more than 1 video every week, I'll be okay. But I just wanted to share my experience so far with you guys and let you know that that was my news.